We all knew I'd get to these guys eventually, didn't we? Let's be honest. The Drashigs were never going to escape the snake pit. But instead of saving them for a climactic monster deep dive, I thought I'd get them out of the way early. Mostly because they're often dismissed as a one-note creature, and that's a shame, because Carnival of Monsters might have introduced them in a hokey 70s CSO swamp, but behind the wobbly effects and roaring, there's a terrifying concept that deserves way more exploration than it's ever had. We've only seen them the once on TV, but that's actually a blessing in disguise. Unlike the Daleks or the Cybermen, who have so much lore it feels like you need a wiki guide just to keep track, the Drashigs are still a largely blank slate. That means creative freedom. You're not boxed in by continuity or personality quirks or fan expectations. You've got a monstrous lump of potential, just waiting to be reshaped into something nightmarish. And in today's CGI-heavy world, where every monster looks like it came out of a Marvel reject bin, something primal, something grotesque, something hungry, that would be a breath of fresh, fetid swamp air. Welcome to the Snake Pit, where we're full of bile and venom. I'm your host, Snake Damon, and today we're wading waist-deep into the primordial swamp of monstrous mayhem to revisit one of the Doctor's most underused and underappreciated nightmares, the Drashigs. So what exactly are these things? The Drashigs were introduced in Carnival of Monsters as massive, dog-headed, caterpillar-like beasts with a mouthful of razor-sharp teeth, 6 eye stalks, segmented bodies, and a face that only a mother or a screaming audience member could love. Think of them as the unholy love child of a crocodile, a millipede, and a pit bull that's been on a meth bender for 6 months. Their green-brown skin and coarse hair gave them a swamp dweller's camouflage, and their sheer physical power made them almost unstoppable. Immune to small arms fire, able to rip through metal structures, and all but impervious to most conventional defenses. These things weren't just monsters. They were living battering rams with an appetite for destruction. They were the apex predators of their world, and they were terrifyingly good at it. But it gets better, or worse, depending on your proximity to them. They hunted by scent, never gave up a trail, and could slither through water completely submerged, using their protruding eye stalks to locate prey while remaining hidden. That's right, they're stealth hunters. Despite their size, these creatures could ambush you predator-style from beneath the swamp. Even more unnerving, they hunted in coordinated packs of 3 and lived in colonies of 20, and when they got agitated, when they were in pain or closing in for the kill, they let out a shriek so blood-curdling it could chill the marrow in your bones. And if that wasn't enough, later stories expanded the lore further. It turns out they weren't just monsters. They were descended from post-humans warped by radiation and time travel nonsense. Some even had variant species, emerald drashigs, albino burrowers, wetland drashigs, each with unique behaviors and hunting patterns. The emerald ones, smallest but deadliest, with an alpha marked by white, like wolves with a grudge and acid blood. Over time they've popped up here and there in audios and prose. Iris Wildtime ran into them on one of their swamp worlds. River Song used a saber-toothed tiger to fend them off in a miniscope. Glitz had some in his collection. Ryath tried to use one to kill the Doctor in The 8 Doctors and got himself eaten instead, which, let's be fair, was richly deserved. And in the most warped bit of continuity yet, some madman used modified Drashigs as servitor bodyguards at a Time Lord auction. And yet, in all this, they still haven't been given a proper comeback on screen. Not even a cheeky cameo. It's borderline criminal. So, how do you bring these nightmares back? You don't overthink it. You don't try to redeem them or make them misunderstood creatures from a misunderstood culture. You let them be monsters, pure, primal, beastly threats. Here's a setup. A research team sets up shop above a jungle planet known for bizarre life forms. They're floating on a gravitational platform, safe, secure, observing from a distance. Think Jurassic Park meets Avatar, and then, like clockwork, someone gets greedy. Maybe it's a shady corporate exec who wants to extract DNA. Maybe it's a poacher who nabs a juvenile for a collector. Or maybe it's just a malfunction. The platform starts drifting closer to the surface. Either way, it's bad. The young Drashig matures fast, like hiding in the vents and picking off staff one by one fast. Picture it skittering through access tunnels, growing more aggressive and unmanageable with every hour. And just when they think they've sealed it off, one of the adults shows up, the platform now within reach. Or maybe all of them do. They're following the scent and they're angry. Suddenly you've got a full-blown siege. The platform's failing. There's no way to escape. And the Drashigs are tearing through reinforced doors like tissue paper. You get body horror, you get base under siege tension, you get alien-style claustrophobia. And at the center of it, a creature that doesn't care about your morals or your dialogue. It just wants to eat. Alternative setup. A salvager crew finds an old deactivated miniscope and thinks it's nothing more than a curiosity. They bring it on board, start poking around, and bam, it reactivates. Turns out there were still specimens inside. Now you've got a monster loose in deep space, oxygen systems compromised, hull integrity at risk, and oh look, the Drashigs have started breeding. There are dozens of ways you could reintroduce them. They're perfect for a horror episode. They're perfect for that slow burn tension and payoff modern Who so rarely delivers anymore. And best of all, they work best as a secondary threat, just like in Carnival of Monsters. They don't need to be tied to some overarching plot. They just need to be present, lurking, stalking, killing. Which brings us to the sad truth: these monsters have been utterly underused. While we keep getting reinvented Daleks, tearful Cybermen and Sontarans played for laughs, creatures like the Drashigs are left in the toy box, gathering dust. Why? Probably because they don't tick any relevant boxes. They don't have a tragic backstory or a message about society. They're not metaphors. They're just awesome, terrifying monsters. And sometimes that's exactly what the show needs. Thanks for dropping by the Snake Pit, where we thrive on untapped potential and lost opportunities. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell like the video and leave your opinions in the comments, where naturally I won't read them. Until next time, stay venomous.